Welcome, friends. Welcome to the Ground of Being meditation course. And this video is, we're not going to practice meditation here. Please look at my other video where I do a few minutes of fundamental meditation, guided meditation, and please watch that if you want to practice meditation. This video is about bringing clarity to what is meditation. And there's, I think, a lot of misconceptions and a lot of ideas about meditation that we tend to bring into our meditation practice. And our ideas and beliefs about meditation can either help or they create an obstacle, they hinder. And what happens is you have people meditating for years, 15, 20 years. And they do get some benefit from meditation, but there's nothing really transformative or revelatory that comes from their meditation. And it's only when we bring two elements together in our meditation. And one is meditation, and the second, I would say, it's contemplation. Having the right perspective, the attitudes, and an understanding of meditation. And once we bring these together, and then something really powerful happens. And meditation becomes a way to really connect with your deepest essence, what I call the ground of being. And the ground of being is not something that you need to develop, something you need to get. It's something that we already have, each one of us. And yet there is only one ground of being. It's a singularity, a single source from which this entire universe springs forth. And each one of us is deeply connected to it. So it's not something that we need to get. In fact, it's not something that you have. It's something that you are at the deepest level. So, first of all, people come into meditation thinking that they have to use the mind and the power of their mind to make their mind absolutely still, so there's no thought. And this is a misconception that is sort of being perpetrated throughout the years, throughout hundreds of years. And this is absolutely not true. You cannot battle your thinking mind at the level of the thinking mind. And this is what you're doing when you're trying to fight with your thoughts and trying to make your mind still. The thinking mind will always win. Loves to be busy. What is important in our meditation is not be so concerned about the business of our minds. What's more important is the underlying assumptions and beliefs and judgments we have of ourselves and of the world, including what we think meditation is. And we bring that to our meditation. And some people are able to still their thoughts, still their mind for a little bit. And yet when they leave meditation, all their assumptions and beliefs and their paradigms about reality, about themselves and about others, just click back in. So, meditation is a way to discover your ground of being, to discover who you truly are, your true nature, the true essence of what you are, of who you are. This is the purpose of meditation. And when we discover that, when we realize our true nature, everything else falls into place. Everything that you're looking for, harmony, peace, joy, fulfillment, your sense of purpose, your questions about the universe, about who you are, they all fall into place when you uncover who you are. And Jesus said, "Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven." So the ground of being is that. It's the kingdom of heaven within you. And once that is discovered, then meditation is no longer just meditation. Meditation is not something you do for a few minutes and it's separate from the rest of your life. You realize meditation is something that you are. Meditation is simply expressing your oneness, expressing the ground of being that's within you. And Thich Nhat Hanh, he's a famous Zen master from Vietnam, and he was being interviewed by Oprah on, I believe it was Super Soul Sunday, and Oprah asked him, how long do you meditate every day? And his answer was, I'm meditating every moment. Because he has discovered his true nature. He's connected. So there is no difference between your everyday living, and even though it might be a busy activity, and your meditation. Because your ground of being, your essence, is infusing both. So the fundamental attitude that we bring to our meditation at the very beginning is an open mind, open heart. And see if you can really not have a fast and hard definition or view of what meditation is. Allow your mind to be open. Allow your heart to be open. And D.T. Suzuki, famous Zen master from Japan that introduced Zen Buddhism into Japan, he wrote a book called The Beginner's Mind. A wonderful book, I highly recommend it. And he said that in the mind of an expert, there are very few possibilities. But in the mind of a beginner, there are infinite possibilities. So I'm paraphrasing. So I may not be stating the exact words he said, but I'm paraphrasing. So when we are conditioned by our thoughts, beliefs, assumptions, that creates a tremendous power. And that starts to color our perspective, including when we're meditating. So it's quite important to really become keenly aware of what these paradigms, judgments, and assumptions and belief systems that we're strongly holding on to. And oftentimes we're not aware of what we're holding on to until something happens and it comes up to us. So we need to practice this openness and awareness. And it's a big part of our meditation practice, to have a beginner's mind, to have a mind that's open and fresh. Now, another misconception is that meditation means a mind that's completely still, that there's no thought. So what is meditation? If our mind isn't still, what is it? Having a mind that's still, it's really like a byproduct. It's a secondary effect of deeply meditating. And to focus on stilling the mind is really kind of doing things opposite of choosing the cart before the horse. What's important in your meditation is to deepen into relaxation first. Because when we are relaxed, when our body, heart, and mind are relaxed, we create an opening. And that's the first step. First step, easy. We all can practice relaxation. It's enjoyable. But somewhere along the way, after about 5 minutes of relaxing, the mind kicks in. And the mind starts getting antsy and starts telling you, you better be thinking about this. This is more important. You're just sitting here not thinking. You've got to think about this. This is important. So your mind will do everything it can to pull your attention away from being present. And this is the first thing that people start to notice. They start to realize how many thoughts they're having, and it's intimidating. And then they feel, oh, there's no way I can control all these thoughts. No way I can still my mind. And the way to handle this is not trying to still the mind, but leaving the mind alone and bringing your attention more deeply into your body, into your breath, into your 5 senses or one of the 5 senses. So relaxation first, and second, a focus on the body, the breath, the senses. And the reason for that is that your body, including your breath, are portals. They're like vehicles that bring your consciousness back into being present here and now. So rather than battling your mind and fighting with your thoughts, which is really futile, just bring your attention away from your thoughts, bring attention to your breath, body, 5 senses, or one of the 5 senses. Your body and your breathing are always present. They're always in the moment. So when you place attention into your body, you're drawing your consciousness to become present. And when you can do that, and that's when you start to open up inside. Because it's only when we become fully present, right in the moment, that we can start to deepen and start to discover and open up to the ground of being that's within us. This ground of being that's deep within, underneath our thinking mind, underneath all the emotions, all the thoughts. It's the deepest part of who we are, our core, our essence, our true nature. And when you can anchor into your ground of being, everything else will fall into place. Clarity, wisdom, understanding. It will all start to come up. Not from the outside coming into your mind, but from inside your heart coming up. And this is where revelations, transformation can occur. Dramatic revelations, insights. A third misconception and obstacle in meditation is that it's a technique, it's a skill that one has to master and takes many years of hard work and deep, hard concentration to master before you can truly meditate. And this is completely not true. Completely not true. If the purpose of meditation is to discover your true nature, and that is who you are. It's not something you have to get. It's something that you are already. You don't need to get it. You are it, and it is you. It's already there within. We just need to uncover it. We just need to peel away the layers and layers of beliefs, assumptions, paradigms, thoughts that we've covered up on top of our being. And when we can uncover all that, it's a process of letting go, of a releasing, of deletion, and then who you are starts to shine, starts to emerge. You don't need to look for the ground of being. Because if you're looking for the ground of being, then do you know what you're looking for? And no, you're looking for an idea in your mind that you think is the ground of being. And everyone's idea or thought about the ground of being may be a little different. So the ground of being is discovered not by looking for it, but by uncovering the beliefs and the illusions that we're holding on to that cover it up. Just like clouds cover the sun on a really cloudy day. You can't see the sun. It doesn't mean the sun isn't there. You can try all you can to see the sun. You can't see it, no matter how much effort you put in. But a little bit of a wind comes along and blows the clouds away, and the sun is right there. You don't even have to try. Once you remove the clouds of illusion, false belief, ignorance, once you can push that away, then the sun, the bright sun of your true nature, the ground of being, naturally starts to emerge, a little bit at a time. Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, but it starts to emerge. And in your ground of being is everything we're looking for. It is our home. It is why we're here. So, this third misconception is that it's not something that's really hard. It's not something that takes years of practice. It's not a technique. It's not a skill. In fact, the more you think of meditation as a skill, the more the obstacle you're putting in front of yourself. It's not a skill. First step, relax. 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 But we relax with awareness, deepening into our presence. Your mind doesn't like that. Your mind tries very, very hard to pull you away from this relaxation. It wants you to relax in different ways. Like maybe putting up your feet, having a couple of cold beers, and watching Netflix and eating chocolates, or however people relax, okay? But that's not true relaxation. Doing those things are not going to bring you inner peace, wisdom. It's not going to bring you closer to the truth of who you are. Those are distractions. Distractions. And your thinking mind is very, very good at that. So, we recognize the tendency of our mind to make things difficult. To say, it's got to be complex, and we have to really think hard about it and figure things out, and it's very complicated. Notice these thoughts coming up, and acknowledge them, and then just let them go. Let's lovingly release all those thoughts. As you deepen into your relaxation, you're going to start to feel a sense of ease and sense of well-being, a sense of gentle joy and peace. And it might be just for a few moments, but that's okay. That's okay. This is the beginning. And when you start to feel that sense of joy, it's hard to describe. When you can feel that, and see if you can just relax into it, immerse yourself into just being. And in our meditation, if we can relax to that point, that's great. And if you find that you're really struggling and you find it difficult to relax, then what I suggest, if you're really finding it difficult to relax, then just notice what you're thinking. And usually the thinking is, I'm not relaxed, I'm trying to relax. And you're creating this back and forth conflict. I can relax a little bit and then all of a sudden, no, I'm tense. I'm relaxed, no, I'm tense again. So this battle, internal conflict going back and forth, back and forth. So to deal with that is to tell yourself, I'm not relaxed, I'm tense. And I'm trying to relax, but I can't seem to be able to. I can't seem to do it. The best thing to do in that situation is to acknowledge that you're not relaxed and you're really tense, and be okay with it. Be okay with it. Be completely okay with it. And tell yourself, yes, I'm feeling tense, and that's okay. It's okay to feel tense. I'm going to completely accept the fact that I feel tense. I'm going to be okay with it. Every time I meditate, I might be tense. I might be tense for the rest of my life. That's okay. That's okay. Tell yourself that it's okay and bring acceptance to that. When you bring acceptance into conflict, this internal conflict, something magical happens. All of a sudden, that conflict starts to weaken, it starts to soften, and you start to relax, because what you've done by accepting that is you've told yourself that it's okay. And once you tell yourself it's okay, then something relaxes within. So feel free to use that method. It's not an intuitive method. We often think that if we accept that we're tense, our tenseness will continue. But the opposite usually happens. Now, if you find that you can't even accept the fact that you're tense, you're so tense, you're so miserable, you can't bring yourself to accept that. And when you come to that point, I like what Eckhart Tolle says. Bring acceptance to your non-acceptance. So I'll repeat what he said in his book, The Power of Now. Bring acceptance to your non-acceptance. Be okay with your non-acceptance. Notice what happens. So when we start our journey of meditation, we start to notice all the things we put in front of ourselves, that we have to have a mind that's still. We have to be perfectly still, perfectly relaxed, and you don't. All you need to have when you start is an open mind, an open heart, and a willingness to really look and observe. As we learn to relax and deepen into our being, and we start to open up and we start to be able to observe the physical sensations, the mental images, the emotions that come and go out of our experience, out of our being, thoughts that flit across our minds. We're able to observe that. We're able to observe any deep-held beliefs that maybe come up. We're able to observe that. And when you're able to observe that, the next stage in your meditation practice is to create space between you as the observer, as the experiencer of your experience and the experience itself. So in other words, we're creating a gap between the experience on one hand and you on the other hand. We're creating a space. And as we practice this, the space starts to get wider and bigger and bigger and bigger. And whether the experience you're having may be pleasant, may be unpleasant, whatever is coming into your field of awareness, internally you're stepping back and observing as the presence, as the witnessing presence. So this is an important practice in our meditation. Is once we deepen into a relaxation, that we're able to observe internally, step back and create this space between what is observed and the observer, which is you. You are the observer, not the observed. So for our session today, we end with that. And there's so much more that I want to share with you. So much more. But this is enough to start. And this will get you far in your meditation. Practice, take to heart everything I've said. And I recommend going back to the beginning, listening to this video again. And maybe take notes, take to heart what I said about meditation. So thank you for listening, thank you for watching me, and please look out for my next video where we further explore meditation, contemplation, and how we can bring together contemplation and meditation that will totally transform the power in your meditation. It will bring the power of your meditation up exponentially. Thank you very much. Namaste.